Hello you guys, Jaden here back with another video. Today is the Yosemite video. It's been a dream of mine for years to come shoot at Yosemite National Park. And while my parents and I were up at a celebration of life for one of my dad's really good friends, there was a heat wave that came into Yosemite, so the park was about 65 degrees. It was a Monday, so we didn't need a reservation to get into the park. And we were making the trip regardless, so we decided if all those things did line up and it was safe for us to drive in the park since we're not used to driving hills and snow and maybe like ice on the road or anything, if it was safe enough for all of us, we were gonna go. So as any good trip starts, watching a little bit of Grainy Days while I load my F3 with some Portra 400, and I just loaded the Pentax 6x7 with some Kodak Gold 200. There's always an oasis in the middle of nowhere. The room at last. Slow start to the video, 100%. Now, the first day of the trip was spent at the Celebration of Life. It was a very beautiful venue. It was a vineyard in between two mountains. And as you can see in the photos, this place was absolutely beautiful. It was a great ceremony. After the event, we went ahead and went into town, walked around the town a bit, which is honestly probably about 4 blocks long, if that. So after the first couple photos from the Pentax, disaster strikes. I look down and I go to change my aperture, I go to change my shutter speed and the dial has no clicks, nothing. And so I move it over, pick it up, and it completely just falls apart. That whole compartment falls and all the little grommets and everything, and it was quite a nightmare. So this whole trip, I am completely guessing shutter speeds on my Pentax. There's like a little divot that faces inwards on the camera. I assumed that that was a thousandth of a shutter speed. Probably the best place to load film. The wind's picking up. Holy shit, someone died. All right, just hot swapped some 50D in. Decided it's my lowest ISO film of the day. And since it's gonna be midday, best time to use it is now because all the rest is 400 speed. And then I have one 800T in there. But the rest of the 120 film is completely useless now because the Pentax took a shit. This little pullover in a random spot in the park was actually one of my favorite parts because it had the log facing towards this little lake almost, or I guess you could call it a pond, and it had a large branch or tree trunk partially in the water and some of the trees hanging out in the water essentially. And it was great because you were able to see a view of, you're sitting on a log, there's grass in front of you, the water's there, the log is in the water, the tree is standing up out of the water essentially, and you just see nothing but the tree line and the massive mountains above. And it was just one of my favorite parts to try to get some good exposures. But it was really cool because me and my parents got to sit on the side of the road right there. We had a snack, got some water, and it was honestly one of the more peaceful spots of the trip, even though the whole park is, but obviously getting away from the crowds and the popular spots is kind of the way to be. But don't go too unpopulated because I know there's probably still bears. But it's okay because I had the Pentax 6.7, which I could probably definitely beat a bear with. I mean, Leo did it. I could do it too. At this point, we went inside that hotel that's down at the bottom. Again, I can't remember the name. It was really hot in there. They were doing construction as of now, which is early May, late April. So really hot in there. But I grabbed a pretty solid photo on the way out. And then one of the valet guys recognized the Pentax, so we talked a little bit about the camera. So that was really cool. And then another elder couple looked at my F3 and asked if I developed film as well. I was like, not yet. I'm not mentally ill enough yet to develop my own film, but maybe one day I'll get there.
It's dinner in the yard, out behind the cars. Tonight we're gonna do something different. I will make the things I know how to make. You will make something more delicious. A sweet potato pie on a flimsy paper plate. Baby, I don't think it gets much better.
I'm wrapping up my rolls of film. I shot the last couple on that walk, looking out essentially to the left side into the valley, and I was just finishing up the rolls because I knew I wasn't really going to be loading more 120 film, because imagine if both rolls came out not okay. That's like $40 in development. That would hurt a little bit. And then the same thing with the Nikon F3. I was finishing off the roll, and I knew I wasn't going to load another one, and any shots that I would want to take that I would need 36 exposures or 10 exposures for, I would just let my X100-6 carry in that sense.
forgive me if I stare a little more. I can't look away from those brown eyes. And if we settle down, we don't have to settle down. Please don't be afraid of all the things that could go wrong. And we can take our time, and we may change our mind. But I can tell a good thing when a good thing comes along. Darling, tell me all about the dreams you had last night. You can be so restless in your sleep. I ain't going nowhere, all this feels so very right. When you find good love, it's the one that you should keep. And if we settle down, we don't have to settle down. Please don't be afraid of all the things that could go wrong. That we can take our time, and we may change our mind. But I can tell a good thing when a good thing comes along.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a lot for me to shoot it, put it together. This will probably be my longest YouTube video yet. So I hope you guys watched it through, enjoyed it, maybe while you were doing the dishes or folding clothes or whatever. It's because that's how I watch YouTube. I'm really pretty much on here all the time. Again, it was a dream of mine to go to Yosemite. I'm really glad I got to do it, especially with my parents. That was really cool. And it was a great celebration of life that we ended up going to. Now that I'm wrapping up the video, I'd like to thank you guys for watching and have a lot more content to come. So hope you guys subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you.
All about the dreams you had last night. You can be so restless in your sleep. I ain't going nowhere, all this feels so very right. When you find good love, it's the one that you should keep. And if we settle down, we don't have to settle down.